Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our Anointed Procession combo deck. So, thank you to everyone who filled out the survey that left in the previous video. It helped me out a great deal, and I think I'm going to go ahead with doing Twitch streaming. So, I'll put out a video announcing when I'm going to be doing that and all of the details at a later date. I'm also going to probably answer some of the questions and concerns that you guys left behind in the comments section of that survey as well. So, hopefully that should be coming out probably at the start of next week, I guess. So be sure to keep your ears out for that one. Alright guys, without further ado though, let's get into the game, shall we? I will see you there. Okay, 0 lander, throw it back. And a 3 lander with an Eldrazi Displacer and 2 Frombions. I guess this is alright. It's going to generate a lot of mana at the very least. If we get to our 4th land, that is. Depending on what our opponent's playing, we might not get that chance. Red, black, vampires, super friends. It's probably super friends. I've seen too much super friends that it makes me want to vomit. So, yeah, still not a dead deck in Magic Duels, unfortunately, as much as I wish it would burn in a fire. But there you go. Yeah, red, black, dragon fodder. Okay. Needs 2 goblins. And we'll play our forest, and we shall pass the turn. I'm not going to play out a Walking Ballista X1. Not terrible, but it's also not great either. So I'd rather save it. Save it for when we have tons of mana with our Frombions. Because if we don't get our Evangel, this is going to be our win condition. Girapa Gear Crafter makes a Thopter. Alrighty then. It's got quite the board state for Frombion to be very good. Our 1/1 Scions are going to be able to block everything like a boss. We can even flicker their tokens away actually with the Displacer, so we'll have to see. Well, we're going to play our Displacer. We got nothing better to do, and if our opponent wants to remove it, so be it. We can't just not play it. And it slows our opponent down a little bit as well. Potentially, anyway. They could have a block and a shock, perhaps. Or just a fiery impulse to kill it right now. Either way, we get an extra card out of our opponent's hand, which might buy us the time that we need to win. So, opponent is deep in the think tank. Goes for attacks. Sorry about that. Ugh. And we'll block. Twin bolts. Alright, still loses creature. Points both of it at us. At the Displacer. Didn't need to do that, but sure. We get the 2/1 off the board. It's fine, I guess. Kind of expected it, kind of didn't care if it happened. We can easily get back this Displacer with Grapple with the Past and all sorts, to be honest. There's loads of things that we can get Displacer back with. Frombion can grab the other one from our deck as well, so not the end of the world losing that guy. We don't have anything to combo him with either, really. Eyeless Watcher, kind of, but it's just a huge mana sink at this point. Opponent gets in for 3. We go down to 12. And does our opponent have a 4-mana play? Nope. They might do, but they're choosing not to do it. Alright, we get a Scion. Benefaction of Ronus is actually not too bad. I think we'll go... Maybe we go Benefaction. Now we'll go from beyond. Just keep creating scions. Clog up the board. Works for me. My opponent's only going to get in for 1 each turn now, because he can only get over the top with his flyers. Can of course attack him with his goblins, but he's going to lose 1. And then we gain 2 scions, so we get ahead of him in the long run. Yup. Alright, down to 11. Could do with the Pious Evangel. We could gain 2 life every turn off of that, as well as the Eyeless Watcher as well to gain us 3 more life. Should be pretty sweet. Also, you know, Anointed Procession. Pretty much a game ender in this current board state. Generate 2 scions. Could be 4 with an Anointed Procession. And we don't hit it. We'll go Benefaction of Ronus. We can still Eyeless Watcher. We're going to have to use our Ether Hub mana though, because we only have 1 green source. So, what do we get? There's Anointed Procession. That's going to be a game-winning card on its own. We shall play Anointed Procession. So now we gain 4 scions every single turn. And I'll swing him for 1. See if he wants to get a goblin off the field. Nope. Alright. Takes the damage. Yeah, without enchantment removal, our opponent is pretty much dead. You could also have board wipes as well, I suppose, but we just rebuild too quickly. Every single turn we get 4 scions, so even after he wipes the board, we've got 4 power on the board ready to go. Gets in with the Thopter. Must have something to do here, though. Must do. What you got, opponent? Nothing, apparently. Alright. Gain 4 scions. See, a Pious Evangel will be amazing. There's a grapple with a past. We can go infinite. Okay. So, let's grapple. Ooh, Pious Evangel. I actually kind of like that more than creating infinite scions. Because we get to gain loads of life. Eyeless Watcher. Sacking 2 scions. It doesn't really matter though, because we're going to gain loads more. 1 life, and then we get 4 more scions, so we get 4 more life. We're gaining 4 life every single turn as long as that Evangel is on the board. And pretty soon we'll be able to sack the Evangel, and then whenever a creature dies, we drain our opponent, and then we'll use our Walking Ballistas to sack all of our scions, drain our opponent for a stupid amount, and that's going to be game. Should have attacked there. That was my bad. So, let's see what our opponent can do. Plays his land. I can't believe he doesn't have something good to do. With that amount of mana, 3 cards in hand, they must just be flooded. Pure and simple. I don't think there's any other excuse, to be honest. Nantuko Husk. Okay. So you can sack creatures to give it +2/+2. Sure. And swings in for 1. Cool. Down to 15. Then we go up to 19. Come on, opponent. There you go. Passes the turn. We gain 4 more scions, 4 more life. Look at all the scions. Planar Outburst. Interesting. We could even sack our From Beyonds. to grab more Eyeless Watchers that generate more Scions. I think that probably will just kill our opponent, really. So let's do that. Sack our Wastes to flip our Pious Evangel. And then... Oh, we ain't got the green mana. Bagger. Well, if our opponent goes to kill any of our stuff, we can just win. We can make a 6-power Walking Ballista and drain our opponent for a substantial amount, I suppose. I think we'll just Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. Eyeless Watcher. Alright. We'll pass. Actually, we'll swing in first. With our Scions. Draining our opponent if they kill any one of them. Taking the damage otherwise. They take it all. Well, we just won then. I think we might have just won. Opponent watching damage effects. We'll make a Walking Ballista X7. Drain our opponent. And then we'll sack the counters off of our Walking Ballista, even if we didn't have to. But that is 11 damage. That is going to be game. I don't even think I've shown you the combo today. Interesting. It's so easy to pull off as well. But, you know, we kind of got there. And it's a win regardless, so that's all that matters, really. And GG! Alright, we're on the draw. We have 2 lands, both of our colours, and if we draw into a third, we can do Benefaction of Ronas. Until then, we get Evolutionary Leap down as well. Being on the draw, I think this hand is acceptable as long as Benefaction doesn't whiff entirely. And then we've got Eyeless Watcher later down the line. I think we can keep this. So, what's our opponent playing? Black, is it? It's not black, is it? It's just mono black at the moment. Another Benefaction. Okay, well, less chance of whiffing if we hit our third land. We're going to need to hit it pretty soon, though. Next 2 turns, preferably. Black-white, is this maybe Allied Drain? Or Orzhov Control? I don't know. Still no land drop. We do get to play Evolutionary Leap, so we're not doing nothing, but we do need to hit a land next turn, otherwise we're just sat on our ass, twiddling our thumbs. We shall see. Does our opponent hit their land drop? They do. We've been seeing a lot of Allied Drain recently. Ooh, Skyhunter Skirmisher. That is potentially problematic. We've got Reclamation Sage to knock off any enchantments he might play. Elvish Visionary is something to do, but we need to hit a land drop, preferably a green, so we can Evo Leap on end step. Ah, well, I suppose Anointed Procession's not the end of the world. Missing our land drop might be, though. Next turn, I'm imagining we're going to have to drop an aura off the top of this. Oh! Oh my! Tainted Remedy. If an opponent would gain life, that opponent loses that much life instead. That actually hurts us. This is the first time I've ever seen this card being played, and it actually might kill us. That's going to be fun. Alright, I guess Reclamation Sage is hitting that. Wow, okay. Benefaction of Ronas doesn't hit lands, and we potentially mill a fair few away with it. So I'm a little less tempted to do that kind of thing. I guess we probably should do it anyway, though. Yeah. We might have to discard to hand size if we take 2 cards here, but we might as well take them anyway if they'll go into the graveyard. Want to hit lands though, unfortunately, and Benefaction won't do that for us. Yeah, we've got Pious Evangels that gain us life, which means we'd lose life whenever a creature entered the battlefield. And part of our combo, if we go down the Pious Evangel route, is that we drain our opponent. So they lose life and we gain 1 life, but we lose 1 life. So we've got to be on a higher life total than our opponent to win that battle. Okay, as I worried, we hit mostly lands. We did hit a single enchantment though, so we can use that. Get rid of this guy, I suppose. Swinging for 1. We can't block, so we might as well. Land drop next turn though would be great. Because we can maybe Thought Not Seer or Anointed Procession, or even get rid of this guy if he sticks an enchantment on it. 4-drop is Blightcaster, so this is black-white enchantments then. I think our opponent's unlocking the full Origins set at the moment. Still not past that point where we're out of Strange Jank and beginner areas yet, as far as the rankings are concerned. We hit our land drop, so there is that. So if we went Anointed Procession, we could get 4 Scions off of the Eyeless Watcher, which buys us a lot of mana to do a lot of things next turn. I think that is perfectly reasonable. And those Scions we can sack to Evolutionary Leap as well to find our Eldrazi Displacer. And then we can go Infinite Scions. If our opponent is unlocking all of Origins, only Languish. There's only Languish as far as board wipes are concerned, I think. This Planar Outburst is Oath of the Gatewatch. Or Battle for Zendikar, one or the other. We're taking 4 here. We are going to have to drop a Reclamation Sage on this Tainted Remedy eventually, I would imagine. Planar Outburst. Missed our land drop though, but Eyeless Watcher generates that mana. That being said, we lose those Scions. So if we generate 4 Scions, we spend 3 of them for the Planar Outburst, 2 there. We've got 3 mana left open, 2 after the board wipe though. I think Eyeless Watcher is still the play here though. I don't think Thought Not Seer is a good idea. Stops the Blightcaster, I suppose, but if he plays an enchantment, it goes down to a 2-2 and we can't block. And the worst thing that can happen is an Eyeless Watcher dies to that -2/-2. Guess that's going to have to do. We could even Evolutionary Leap some of them off the board later. Before we board wipe. Pass the turn. Angelic Destiny, oh dear. Oh. Okay, wrong one. Could have hit us in the air for 10 with this guy. Double strike. Chose to hit us for 8 instead. Well, we might as well block some of the damage, because we kind of have to. And then we'll wipe the board. Land? Land. Nice. Okay, so tap all of our Scions because they're gonna die anyway. And well, actually, we should swing in first. Yes. Swing in first. Get our damage in. Then wipe the board. We hit our land so we can hit Reclamation Sage on the Tainted Remedy, so our opponent has essentially nothing left. So let's tap that again. God dang it. Almost there. There we go. Right. Planar Outburst. Do we want to actually Evo Leap here, actually? Nah. We'll leave it. Rather Rec Sage. Be pretty efficient with our mana. We can cast out whatever that Angelic Destiny goes on, or even just cast out the Angelic Destiny itself so it doesn't come back. Wreck Sage on the Tainted Remedy so it's no longer an issue. Pass the turn. Suppression Bonds on the Evo Leap. It's either the Evo Leap or the Reclamation. That doesn't work. It does not work how you think it does. It's not an activated ability. It's a triggered ability. And it is triggered by Scions entering. Ha 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 ha. Right, we can actually take the Angelic Destiny out of his hand with a Thought-Knot Seer here. But I think maybe first we could just Eyeless Watcher. Get that on the field. Yeah, why not? Generate 4 Scions, use 3 of them to cast the Thought-Knot Seer. We don't need the Scions, technically, for our Displacer to go infinite. Alright, Blood Curse Knight, consecrated by blood, and a Suppression Bonds. We'll just take the Angelic Destiny, it's the hardest one to deal with, and this guy with flying is probably a bad thing. Swing in for 2. Okay. Suppression Bonds. Now on the Evil Leap? No, Thought-Knot Seer. He just wants to protect his life total. That's fine. We can flicker with Displacer to get that off. And a Pious Evangel. It's pretty nice, actually. Gets us out of this little slump that we find ourselves in no time at all. Up to 5, and then we'll grapple on the end step, look for our Displacer. And then if we get Displacer, we win on the spot. So let's go. Pass the turn. Blood Curse Knight. And Anointer of Champions. Okay. We're going to grapple. Hopefully hit Displacer. We hit Displacer. Alright. And we win. I think. Land drop. Make sure. So. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Yeah, I think we do win actually. So, Displacer. Coming in. Gains us a life. We generate infinite mana with our Eyeless Watcher. Once we've generated enough, we'll flip the Pious Evangel so that whenever a Scion dies, we drain our opponent. So let's just flicker him one more time so we generate enough mana. We need 5 mana total, essentially. There we go. And then we can sack 2 of the Scions. Yep. Sack 2 of the Scions, sack a land, flip the Pious Evangel. Now every single time we flicker the Eyeless Watcher, we drain our opponent for 3. This is why we couldn't have the Tainted Remedy on the field, because gaining life would actually lose his life there. This whole infinite combo is heavily based around life total, so won't take long at all to do this. 1, 2, 3. The next one will kill our opponent. I would fast forward it, but it's essentially over now anyway, so. And last one. Flicker, comes back in, makes more Scions. And go for the Flicker, sacking 3 Scions. 3 triggers on the stack, and that is game. And that is the combo as we wrote it up. Up to 19. Wunderbar. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. So if you did enjoy the content, then be sure to leave a like. It helps me out a great deal. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you are as well, and you want to leave me some suggestions for changes for the deck, if you think there are changes to be made. It is quite a finicky deck, so If you do think that there are changes to be made, I would suggest maybe building it yourself, because it can be upset quite easily. There are a lot of things here for very specific purposes, let's say, so if they get removed they can be a bit But anyway guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little bell icon as well right next to subscription, and I will see you in the next matchups. Goodbye.